everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. And I'm Friedrich here with the Allies on December 21, 1943. We're getting ever closer to our invasion of Mindanao. Basically gonna push up the through the Philippines, and by so doing, oh nice, please, yes, this is a transport, perhaps with troops, I don't know. Yes, troops. So I don't think these transports are hardier stuff, so it's probably going to return and repair. And even if it doesn't return and repair, it'll probably move the troops. Anyway, it's unfortunate. It might slow him down, whatever he's trying to do with those troops, but it won't have a huge impact for him. All right, now that's one of our boats. And where's our ASW? Here we go. This is what I was trying to do yesterday. So let's see how we do. We may not get to his bombers because our fighters, we have less. Let's find out as we proceed through this battle. Yeah, he wins that fight. But let's see. We do some damage to his air units, but we definitely take more damage than him. But hey, oh, sneaky, sneaky. He got up underneath our cap, it looks like. Or above it, actually. Perhaps. Not sure. Well, I didn't look at the altitudes. So this is, I mean, this is a good chunk of what he has here, but we're doing a lot of damage because this is literally a clear hex. It's not even anything, so. We have to be careful there though, because it's possible that he'll, yeah, that's the only downside of these escorts. They're gonna go every time. I don't know. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, yeah. We're, that's not right. We're chasing the troops he left. Oh, man. Sorry, my brain isn't working, but he left that hex, and our bombers followed the troops that went into the next hex. And I didn't double check the destination of our bombers. It's fine. It's really fine, because I need to bomb some of these troops anyway. does know we're over here. Yeah, I was saying over Surabaya, we're hitting his ground troops there. He might get tired of that and cap it. So we're gonna have to maybe think about starting to sweep it. Okay, we're hitting the other transport that was over here, but this time with a second torpedo. So maybe we can sink this one. On fire, heavy damage. If this goes down, he's going to lose a lot of ground troops here, I believe. The other transport probably got back to base and is going to repair. Ooh, nice. So whatever he was escorting, provided we hit both transports, one is going to go back to repair, and he won't be able to put it in repair mode until he unloads the transport, which presumably he will be able to do. And then, so it delays him quite a bit. All right, this is our shock. The shock attack or the armor, the infantry is just doing a deliberate attack. I was hoping to grab these guys before they got out of the hex. So let's hope that we can just eliminate them. Destroy both, yes. So whatever he had here, he only had 5 guns left in an aircraft, and then he mostly engineers as we eliminate this construction company. The construction company isn't very useful in combat anyway, and unless he pulls it back to one of these bases, it's kind of pointless to have right here in the middle of nowhere. But now we can move our division south into here. And look, you can already see he's pulling back. So he's probably kind of not comfortable with the position his situation here in Thailand, Burma, Thailand. And so maybe we're starting to get the upper hand here. I may interject here with do an intermission with loss information. We'll see. But I probably will. I mean, chances are I will, because we had some couple of good fights going on here. I'm not sure what we got coming down the pipeline for. Ooh, looks like some air units maybe. All right, so you can kind of see the situation here with regards to our sub. Basically, constricting his operations around Japan. It's probably frustrating. This, yeah, it's a destroyer, but anyway, moving southwest. So he was leaving somewhere here with troops. We hit one. It probably skedaddled back and repairs. And we got the second one here, and our sub is in good shape. So I can't remember though, what was the other one that engaged? Probably one of those. Um, we did lose more aircraft than him. We didn't do very well over China, but we did kind of show him that we're willing to fight over the skies there. But you can see here some of his losses, but ours are extremely high with these hurricanes. We'll just pull out of there and be done with that. That was a good try, guys, but it didn't quite. Um, Actually, we did lose a lot of pilots, probably British. Actually, also, I want to check this real fast because let's see, right here. So we were flying at, he came in at 15. We were covering at 15. And no, yeah, we had some at 15 and some at 12. Because I wanted to make sure we got any that were flying low. But then his second wave, 13. I'm not sure why we didn't engage these Judies. That's unfortunate. But back to this. Let's look one last thing at losses. So both transports, I think, are 13 points. Honestly, I don't think we got the other one. This one we heard sinking. It doesn't carry a lot, but I don't know what he was carrying. But anyway, we were able to sink this boy. But look how fast this thing goes too. That's crazy. That's a great transport. So we'll take it. And then we lost this. So that tells me I got to figure out my ASW situation. We have a lot of transports and no anti-sub. Um, well, we'll get this guy out there. He's got one. Um, I mean, it's not worth much, but until I bring more, and we got some other. Look at this DE. Maybe I'll just have to figure out how to get somebody here to see. That's the other thing. We don't have any fuel. Actually, what am I talking about? We have 2,400 fuel here. Um, there we go. Let's there we go. Let's just leave it like this. Um, but we do have a lot of ASW assets within some of these squad task forces. We are in here at Surabaya, so we're gonna flip to combat and we'll just sit here for a minute. And our tanks arrived here. I'm only gonna do this. So you can see that. We're going to push further west because it looks like he's not occupying any of these bases. I will fly recon just to make sure, but here we go. Resources are being produced here. Basically, we're producing resources. Here we're producing some fuel with the oil and then the refineries. And I'm not sure where it's going to be coming to, but if we can capture this Surakarta, we can use this rail to get it all back here to Banyuwangi. And I want to, I know I'm taking way more time than I wanted to, but I want to, like, for example, this here, say cancel and go here to unload. Because we have size 1 pour, which is the same as here. It's just it's not so congested, so we're not going to have as much. We're not going to be fighting for space here. I may do the same thing. Cancel, and let's go here. So for now, I'm just going to do that with a couple of these, and we'll say go ahead and refuel. Minimal, and also this one minimal. All right, I'm going to take off here, but I will say I'm gonna initiate this invasion right now. I mean, basically this turn, we're gonna fire it off, and if I do a direct, it's 6 hexes, and so we should invade today. When I run the turn, we should get there and start unloading, and I'll start my bombing campaign here and get some cap, etc., etc. We got a lot of work to do, and unfortunately, the airfield is being produced very slowly, but we've got some cap that can fly from Monado, and we're gonna put all of our effort into punching this hole here, getting a toehold and pushing up. But it looks like he's got subs here protecting this base as well as holo. And if this is like a major sub base for him, I say major, I don't know what he has, where his sub base is. But if this is where his sub base is, easily he could have 6 subs in the area. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I have all this ASW and minesweeping. I'm bringing all that with me because we should hopefully clear these subs out. Um, I was gonna send minesweepers up here. Um, so maybe my shore bombardment I'm going to send a short bombardment here and one here, and probably send the one that's going to go to holo. I'll wait one day and try to get some ASW assets up here, like especially minesweepers. I'm rambling already, but I'll show you how all this stuff plays out very soon. See you soon. All right, we're back. I believe it's the 22nd of December, 1943. My apologies because my opponent has been on vacation for almost a week, I believe, and we haven't had a turn in a while. So, yeah, we're gonna see how we do here. Good, we get another torpedo into this transport that looks like it was going to make it. So maybe now it will. Maybe now we'll see. We'll see. But there were troops on that one as well. Come on. Well, our Dutch subs that did. Alright, so that's what that sub did. That sub unloaded mines as well as sinking one of my ships. That's alright. We got AMs in that hex. Unless it's got, unless that Taney has, I like to watch our attacks on the Japanese subs, but I missed out on that. That's what I was getting at. My Dutch subs, I need to count them for the war, and now they're failing me. He redeemed himself. There's one on fire. We might have a few ships sunk today. Alright, we're bombarding because I don't know exactly what he has here, and we want to soften it up as we unload and keep ourselves from getting a lot of activity over here. We have a lot of minesweepers. We got a lot of stuff going into this gun on this. I was thinking about this actually just this morning, even though it's been a week since I've looked at this game. I was thinking Mole Mine needs to be where I bomb next. Just bomb the air base to do some damage there, but also bomb the pardon me, bomb the ground troops, because I need to soften that up, and then I need to cross that river and see what we can do. That's a lot of bombing. Okay, we're gonna shoot one down. It's not on the first go. So one of the reasons I'm bombing the airbase, you see us hitting the supply, but also, I mean, that's actually the biggest reason. And then we're going to go in, also damaging the base, of course. But then we're going to go and hit the ground troops probably next. And that's the same with Port Blair. I'm trying to damage, knock out supply over there. Probably has a ton of it, so we're not going to probably make a big dent. And hopefully our bombing run once again. And even if it doesn't, that's fine. That's what lots of bombers are for. We do have basically air supremacy over here. He could contest it and cause us at least a little pain, but he's opting to keep his fighters further south. Yeah, my anti-aircraft guns are just not as effective as I wished. Of course, you want things to go always at optimal. Alright, so looks like we pulled the trigger on bombing this again. No Japanese losses. I don't know if he pulled his air units from here or not. Maybe, if I were him, I probably would, simply because there's not much you're gonna get from basing stuff there. Alright, so he has a bunch of these little cargo boats running around, and we're gonna go ahead and hit them. These ones are flying with bombs because it's out of range for them to carry the bombs. And it looks like that little decent job. 500-pound bombs, that's no joke. I sink these two boats here. So I'm not sure what I'm hitting here. I must have like some kind of a default hit airfield. I'll have to look at that, because that's not what I was thinking of was a good plan, but I'm okay with it. But oh, there we go, some ships sinking. I'm okay with it, but I wasn't expecting to have to. Man, our ship's bombarded twice. That's pretty cool. I don't know how to make that happen. If I knew how to make that happen every time, I would. Okay, good. We're unloading. This is what I was wanting to happen today. Get some troops onto the beach. Wow, look at that. I'm curious. I want to message my opponent and see. Oh, wow, look at that. A lot of non-combat. And these are going to be our naval support units helping offload ships. Um, but anyway, my brain is going all over the place. I want to message my opponent and ask him if he anticipated that sooner, later, or pretty much right on schedule with what he was expecting. We'll find out. But here's his. Oh, look, we already have a lot of our troops offloaded, and here's what he has left. A couple of small units. We should be able to assault that, but I'm going to be looking because one of the things I want to make sure is that we're not exhausted, fatigued. But still, I kind of need that base like ASAP. And with the bombardment, and now we can fly bombers in and hit it. Um, my thought is to, uh, put the pressure on. Surely he's going to send some waves of aircraft at us, or his sub, something's going to come at us. But we were able to clear the path of his sub, and that's kind of why I sent those ASW and those mine sweepers in. But let's wrap up this and jump into a discussion about what we're doing now. All right, so I'm looking at this real quick, and it looks like we have a lot of fatigue and disruption. So I'm not exactly 100, I'm just not convinced if I should attack yet. I want to, and I probably will, but I'll have to think about it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time thinking and talking about it right now, but I certainly am thinking, well, I wouldn't use this. This is mainly for defense. Of course, we're going to bombard with this. These guys are engineers. We took a lot of damage here. Um, we got replacements on, so hopefully we can get some of these guys to full strength. This infantry division still has some stuff on transports. Um, and so maybe I will fire off the attack because surely the resistance is going to be light and we can use heavy bombers and really um, beat them up even more. My battleships have already bombarded, so I'm not going to be able to get that again. I have this battleship group coming to hit Cotabato, and then we've got a cruiser group that I hadn't initiated, but I want to target this as well. Um, so yeah, let's just do this for now. We already have it combat, so let's do it. We're fatigued, but we'll give it a go. If we get bounced, we'll rest a day and do it again, and should have more coming. And here's we have been spotted. So he knows we have carriers in the area. And I'll probably move them just to keep them, mobile. I don't want them to. In fact, I'm tempted to go this way and hit what he has over Yap, but nah. I'm not gonna waste. I'm not gonna get out of position. That's silly. So we'll stay in the theater in this specific region. All right, let's take a look at losses because this will be interesting. So 6-7. What did he lose? You can see mostly ops. He did lose an Emily flying over our task forces, our amphibious task forces, and you can see what else he lost. Just one Helen and one Sally from all that flak. We lost, of course, Skytrains, and I promise I've got these on 50% flying. So I mean, in other words, not only are the aircraft, I mean, the aircraft both the aircraft and the pilot are resting 50% of the time, which means that, in other words, every day we can take up a different aircraft and then land, rest those aircraft and pilots, and then fly another group. So I don't know why this is still happening. And I wonder if that's the case in every game if it's just an anomaly for mine, or if most people have issues like that. But yeah, so you already know what's going on here. We've got still troops and supply unloading here. Um, we got a pretty decent amount of supplies in the hex. We have outside of, well, it looks like actually, does this add up to this number? Um, yeah, it does, I believe. And so these are decently supplied. I just have to unload more troops as well. So yeah, some more of these engineers. But yeah, this is why I brought this amphibious brigade, all this naval support. When we bring in reinforcements, capture or no, we'll be able to really unload stuff. And we have 94 engineers, 12 vehicles. We should be able to get this to level 1 air capacity very quickly and get fighters in here and capped over it. And so yeah, that's that. Uh, we have been reconning Wake. Oh, he still has some airframes here. Okay. I was so I like somebody's idea to bombard this. So what I'm gonna do is when we get our battleships freed up in about a month, I'll just show you that situation too. We have these battleships, some on pier side and some in the shipyard, because the damage is just crazy. Well, no, no, that's not true. I opted to upgrade them, and so these three and this one are upgrading. This one, it looks like it's literally there for repairs, and so basically in about 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks, we'll have four battleships, six. Okay, six battleships. That would be amazing. I might just literally put all six in a group and just smash Wake on the way to the action. This is going to take several months, 3.5 months to repair. Right now, I'm keeping it in pier side because I'm trying to finish up one of these battleships. Um, because I think we'll be just slightly overstacked if I flip this to shipyard. And since it's going to take 3.5 months, we'll just keep it here. We'll finish repairing these, and at some point too, I should be able to flip this to pier side and finish in pier side. And when that happens, I can repair the that last Pennsylvania, whatever. Um, so yeah, we got a lot of activity in this area. We got a lot of activity in this area. I'm trying to be creative and think of ways to unload. So I'm also using Probolingo, and we're unloading troops here because I want to, maximize our base expansion here, where we can basically use, any of these bases uh, for strength. He hasn't been attacking us, even bombardment, so that shows me he's not confident in his strength here. Um, and I thought I moved these guys out because I was going to move into some areas. Let's attack this. He has something here. I need to recon this, and I'll do that. I want to take this because that'll allow us to use this rail. Because right now, I don't think, because I have this hex opening and this hex opening, I don't think I can use this rail. But let's look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not open to me. Even though I own all these hex sides, I think it has to go through unobstructed bases or hexes, and this has not only enemy units, but it's literally an enemy base. So the rail goes into the base, not around the base. So we've got to capture this, and that's my next objective. We've got this is still unpacking. We've got some more assault value coming. I'm unloading some Australian divisions. Do we have the whole thing? Not yet. We've got a lot more coming. It's slow. It's frustrating because this has taught me that you have to have at least a port capacity base of one, so you can get naval support in there and unload like rapidly. So I would love to get into Tjiap, but that's a pipe dream. Um, yeah, it's just none of these ports, all these ports are terrible. Um, Even this one, Tiep, Tiepu. I don't know how to pronounce these. Sorry. So yeah. I mean, once I take Surabaya, it's that's going to be a game changer. Um, but yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do, and see all this. It's terrible. We've got like a huge bottleneck. Huge bottleneck. You have to treat it as amphibious invasion, but I needed my amphibious ships over there for Mindanao, so you'll forgive me if I uh, was not moving at better speed there in that area. We are advancing with the 39th Indian to this hex here. He's pulling out of that hex. And then we also have this 81st West African coming still. And as soon as it gets to this hex, we're going to push it for further down. I'm trying to get supplies here, some kind of stockpile, but it's just slow. Um, I even have it on stockpiling. Um, so yeah, it's just hard to get supplies over this rough terrain. Some of it may be trickling down these roads, but but it's just not coming at great speed. And and we're just keep pumping reinforcements in, but again, it's really slow. If I could get this road captured, I could reinforce a lot quicker right up this road. I could. I also feel a lot more comfortable from in the future. I may have troops just go to Calcutta, get on ships, and come here because any troops that I want to feed here anyway, because it'll be, in fact, maybe all troops, because maybe even marching across here is better than marching down and then rail and everything. So that's what I'll start doing. I believe that this is a quicker option for me now that I feel like I have more protection in this area. Um, like division size stuff. All this stuff that's accumulating here, the seventh, I think, yeah, let's do it. Let's switch everybody back. That's funny. They're like, wait a minute, didn't we just switch? Yes, you did. Um, we'll switch these to strategic, and everybody's gonna go to Calcutta. Actually, they can stay here. We can bring the transports here and pick them up because I think this is a sizable base too. Um, yeah, port is 8, so yeah, we can easily pick them up here too. I don't have to go back. It'll take this roundabout way, and it'll take like 2 to 3 days because this is light rail. Ships will get here quick, and then they'll be they'll be what do you call it? Um, Packed, ready to go. And I can't buy this one out anyway, so we'll just wait. So we'll take one division at a time. This guy should be ready in 3 days. We will, I'm actually going to combine this unit before we go, and then we'll take it right on in. Things are, yeah, things are looking up for us in most theaters. The China theater is a bit lackluster. Oh, I did forget to point out a couple of things. First of all, pilots. We did lose a pilot killed and one wounded, and then ship sunk. What do we have reported to us? I don't know if we sank this, but we did do a number on it, and I didn't watch it. I should have watched it, but I forgot that I like to watch the enemy's subs getting hit so that I can see the actual damage, not just 8 hits or whatever. I can see 13, however many hits we did on him. We can actually see how effective the hits were. But this ship isn't that amazing, but it had troops on it, so we'll be grateful for that sinking. And there's that. But just to wrap up, I wanted to look and see if anything stood out here. I'm not seeing any movement. Um, and well, he's still passing through. He's bombing our troops here, which is fine. I mean, this will I have these core elements. If these two guys get destroyed, then they'll come back anyway. I'll get a whole fresh core. This is the one I would just as soon, if he's going to attack one, it would be this one. This one is blocking a railroad, which I feel like is better and more important. All right, I don't really have anything specific to talk about in this area. Somehow we discovered some things going on there. I am curious where he has air units up here, but you can see we attacked and sank a couple of light cargo ships. Now he's probably not going to work in this area anymore, so all these resources that are piling up here, he'll have to, in fact, this is making supplies. He's going to have to leave these alone or send extra defense because otherwise we're going to start sinking stuff. And so as we push up and threaten, we're eventually going to keep him from moving supplies from like Iloilo and things like that, and um, put some of these areas out of commission. Um, and these are probably all subs, but I'm not sure. And that's what I'm trying to get up here to start threatening. Now I have subs flanking here, but I might want to add some more. You can see the patrol areas so that they're covering like anything might come down the eastern side of the Philippines. But I don't know if that's necessarily the optimal placement of subs. I've been kind of trying to feel it out, and but yeah, I feel like I need to move my carriers. He probably will come in here and try to mess with us here. That's fine. I mean, it is what it is. That's part of what I'm doing is gonna incur like some kind of extra threats. Um, but I've got YMSs coming. Those will hopefully help hold off some guys. If he moves this sub, that'll be perfect because we'll go right past him and bombard this. Because I just as soon, I think we're going to be okay here, and I just soon shell this base in preparation for a march north, but also kind of mess with his whatever he has, whatever he's thinking about doing from here. Also, it looks like supply probably flows through here because of the bigger roads than going this way. So it may impede the ability for supplies to steadily flow down this area. It may or may not be that impactful, um, but also it can hold air units in case he plans to bring some down. It may or may not be fortuitous to hit this, but I'm going to go ahead and do so. And then shortly we'll have a base here, and we'll be bringing more troops. We've got port capacity that's going to be a lot better than anything in Java that we have now. So it should be like the operation here should go a lot quicker, way less bottlenecks, and get rapid activity going up here. And now I know what I'm getting a feel for, like the what do you call it, the mulberry thing that we were dealing with in the Normandy, because it feels like this is just going to be slow, just as slow as whatever was happening there. Anyway, I'm going to end it here, and we're going to get some. We're going to make some minesweepers like this guy. We're going to switch them to minesweeping, and I'm probably going to try to pull some minesweepers, although we don't have much. The Taney could be used as one, but that might just escort minesweepers. But let's grab the token and the Wollongong. And we'll just sit here and sweep mines. And let's grab that. Where was the Taney? Let's do this. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I just want to, let's find it again. What task force is it? 311. All right, let's grab it then. 311. So I'm going to send this packing. And I know it's not like an amazing base, but at least we won't lose it just sitting there. If we look at the repairs, yeah, that's pretty good. It can, we can let it sit there for a little bit even under readiness, and then go. Yeah, you've rambled too long when your microphone decides, your headphones decide it's done. But anyway, I think what I need to do now that I have these front bases is come back here and now start gathering some of these rear engineers and pull them forward, because we got to keep the push going. And there's no point in building these, even for score. There's no point in building these bases up anymore. So with that, I'm gonna end here, and we'll be back on the 23rd to talk about what's going on as we push on. Thanks for joining me, everyone. See you then. Bye.